Hello everyone, and welcome to MTG Crown's first ever modern deck tech. Today we're going to look at a budget brew, which is Mono Red Creature Burn. So without further ado, let's start by going through the deck. So the whole deck is based on the premise of using heroic and prowess triggers to very quickly and very efficiently overwhelm your opponent. With this deck, you win within 3 turns, or you don't win at all. So let's start by looking at the creatures. So there are two main mechanics at play here, Prowess and Heroic. So Heroic, whenever you cast a spell at a creature, something happens. And Prowess is whenever you cast a non-creature spell at all, your creatures will get buffed. So now let's go through the creatures individually. First we'll start off with 4 copies of Satyr Hoplite. So Satyr Hoplite is a 1/1 for 1. And when you cast a spell that targets Satyr Hoplite, put a 1/1 counter on Satyr Hoplite. So we cast these spell targets in it, and over a few turns it gets very, very big. A Crowing Crusader is our next creature, again a 4 of. So when you cast a spell that targets a Crowing Crusader, put a 1/1 red soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield. So this now helps us go very wide when attacking our opponents. So together we have a couple of these heroic creatures out, things can start getting out of hand very quickly. We then play 4 copies of Monstrous Swiftspear, which is the money of the deck, at £4 a card. But Monstrous Swiftspear, I've mentioned this before in standard deck decks, it's a 1/2 for 1 with haste and prowess. So the idea of Monstrous Swiftspear is, say we have an Crowing Crusader out, we cast a Monstrous Swiftspear the next turn, say we have another spare mana out, we can target a Crowing Crusader, a Crowing Crusader's heroic trigger will trigger, meaning we get the soldier, and then Monstrous Swiftspear's prowess trigger will trigger as well. So Monstrous Swiftspear's prowess works very well with the heroic triggers when we're targeting the heroic triggers. Finally we have Majoring Bully. So Majoring Bully is a 2/2 for 2 with prowess, and it has to attack each turn if able. So these are our 16 creatures. As you can see, we only have 1 2-drop and the rest are all 1-drops. So the idea, again, I will just repeat it, is that we attack as quickly as possible for as much damage as possible. We can now look at our pump spells. So this is what makes this deck very, very lethal. So we can start by looking at Titan Strength. So Titan Strength, for 1, target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. So ideally we can cast this on heroic trigger and get the heroic buffs as well, whilst we have another creature out of prowess to really maximise its efficiency. The scry 1 on it as well really helps us get rid of them unwanted cards as we go through the deck. Brute Force is for 1 red again, but this time target creature gets +3/+3. So this card is very, very good if we want to try and destroy a big creature of our little ones, or again just go through for as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. Next we have a copy of Temur Battle Rage. So Temur Battle Rage is our most expensive pump spell, because it's in standard at the moment. So this means that target creature gains double strike until the end of turn. However, the thing which we're really using it for is this Ferocious Trigger. So the Ferocious Trigger means that the creature also gains trample until end of turn if you control a creature of power 4 or greater. Say for example, we had a Satyr Hoplite out on the field, we could Titan Strength to Satyr Hoplite and then Temur Battle Rage it, meaning we could get through a huge amount of damage, 10 damage in 1 turn from 1 creature and 2 pump spells. So you can really see how this deck really tries to hit you as hard as it can, as quickly as it can. In playtesting, I know I've had a Satyr Hoplite out, and on turn 3 I attacked with it, and I was very lucky I had 3 Brute Forces in my hand, where I just piled through for a huge amount of damage. Finally we have 2 copies of Coordinated Assault. So why Coordinated Assault? And it's because of this, the key text here, up to 2 target creatures. So this means that we can fire off 2 heroic triggers, as well given the +1/0 and first strike buff. So now let's look at our other spells and land. First we're going to look at Hammerhand. So Hammerhand is an enchantment. So for 1 we can enchant a creature, which gives it +1/+1 and haste. So fantastic. Heroic trigger is just blasted off. The other thing what can happen is that Hammerhand enters the battlefield, target creature can't block this turn. So this means as we have one of them nasty, pesky blockers our opponents likes to play on the early turns, we can mean it can't block to help get through that massive amount of damage. We're now also playing 4 copies of Expedite, so this is from the Oath of the Gatewatch, the only new card. And this means that target creature gains haste until the end of turn. Fantastic for them heroic triggers, prowess triggers, and we get to draw a card. So the draw a card, it just gives us that little bit of extra fuel to maybe go into turn 5 instead of completely losing all our cards by turn 4. The haste is also very, very useful to surprise someone. For example, if a Satyr Hoplite turn 2 followed by an Expedite, means you've got a 2/2 swinging for 2 and you've drawn a card. The other money card in the deck I spoke about Monstrous earlier is 4 copies of Lightning Bolt. Why are we playing Lightning Bolt? Lightning Bolt can sometimes be that magic card we need to take off the last 3 points of damage our opponent has. Or Lightning Bolt could also be a magic 3 points of damage to kill off one of them pesky defenders our opponent likes to put out. So all them cards are just spoken at were the main deck. So that's the spells, the creatures, the pump. The only thing remaining here is 18 mountains as our land. So this was a very, very quick modern budget deck tech. Please like, comment and share this video if you liked it, or dislike it if you disliked it, and feel free to have a look at our standard deck text, which I'm going to link on this page here.